From Megan to Hellraiser, there's so much effort put into making the monsters and the places that bring the movies to life. So let's take a look behind the scenes at some of these, shall we? If you're scared of needles, you might want to skip this one, because we're introducing the one and only Hellraiser.
It's your time, princess, and much less amusing.
A pretty cool behind-the-scenes video for this movie shows how Jamie Clayton was made into the main bad guy. The video shows time-lapse footage of Clayton in the makeup chair, while the actor herself talks about what she's doing. Clayton has also said that playing Pinhead wasn't always easy.
This film's version of the priest is now a woman, which takes—
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd also be a little uncomfortable if there were a million needles sticking out of my head. It doesn't just stop there, though. Clayton said that sticking pins in her face was only half of what she did to get into character. She also had to get into the mind of the Cenobites, which meant separating herself from the rest of the cast and thinking only like Pinhead. Okay, now that's commitment. Making monsters aside, imagine if an entire prosthetic team had to make an actor look insanely human instead. What I know for sure is that I was blown away by the well-crafted prosthetics used in Mia Goth's transformation into an old woman, no less. Pearl, of course, has the most impressive makeup of all, and it was hard to put it on. Sarah Rubano talked about how much work it took to bring the bad guy to life on screen.
Painstakingly applied by makeup designer Sarah Rubano and her team.
In some places, she said the artificial parts were as thin as tissue paper. Then, to make Howard look a little less healthy, they had to build up his cheeks and add a bump to his nose to build up his chin. I don't know about you, man, but I'm pretty sure that takes a whole lot of anatomical understanding to pull off. Apparently, once the prosthetics team had a sculpture they loved and thought was perfect, they had to break it up into small pieces. Fun fact, at some point, Mia Goth even had to put on 30 different pieces.
Well, I think it's a vibe, isn't it? Like, she's always moving, and she's like—
Imagine how intricate that costume-like skin would have been. But I can tell you what's something that's probably even harder to make, and that's when you create a whole set of different looks to create just one monster. Safe to say, then, is the fact that the people who brought the Predator to life in Prey were the perfect people for the job. Alec Gillis said that Trachtenberg took about 20 different ideas for Predator.
From a guy, one producer, at a big studio, who kind of
and narrowed them down to 5. From there, he said they worked out the nuances to make it better. That gave the character clear anchor points to be made in about 6 weeks. Because of the pandemic, though, most of that process took place on Zoom, with a few fittings in person. Showbiz just never stops, folks, even in a global crisis. Gillis said that they made 6 Predator suits and 4 heads, which they all put to good use. They basically start with a suit, wear it down, and then put in the category of a stunt suit. In the world of filmmaking, there are prosthetics which are kinda old school, but then we also now have insane tech that allows humans to literally act as animals. If that sounds weird to you, boy do you need to watch how Nope was made. In that movie, Steven Yeun plays Ricky Jupe Park. A horrible massacre that happened on the set of a 90s sitcom starring a chimp named Gordy left him with permanent scars. And the scene where it happened is one of the scariest parts of Nope as a whole. From what I know, Gordy's movements were recorded using the same motion capture technology that was used for the latest Planet of the Apes trilogy. Terry Notary, who played Rocket in those movies, was even used to playing Gordy. This isn't the only cool part about the movie, though. The Haywood family runs a horse wrangling business out of the Agua Dulce Ranch. And nearby is Jupe Park's family-owned Old West theme park, Jupiter's Claim. Before Peele and his team of set designers made them, neither of these places were there. The theme park, which was modeled after Knott's Berry Farm and other family-run parks, put visitors right in the middle of the action of the movie. Okay, that's super cool, not gonna lie. You know what else is cool? And high-key dangerous? When an actor continuously insists on doing their own stunts, and that too in a horror movie. Well, there was nothing that could stop Jamie Lee Curtis from pulling the most dangerous acts in Halloween Ends.
I think that the old-timey movie stars had really tiny
Is that
teeth.
true?
Yes, because concrete shrinks. You know, it dries.
She wanted to go out with a bang as horror star Laurie Strode.
Well, isn't that just the beauty of being alive? I love people who are like...
And Halloween Ends, which seems to be the end of Curtis's time as the character she's played since 1978, Strode faces off against the villain Michael Myers for the last time. The star insists on doing her own stunts in the movie's final scene, where Strode fights Myers. About the final fight, director David Gordon said that 98% of the fights are all her.
I felt like I had the energy and enthusiasm to make 3.
In fact, her double didn't do more than 2 shots. Green said that there was a point when Curtis told him about an act she wanted to do by herself.
Yeah.
Particularly someone like you, who is such a big supporter of Children's Hospital Los Angeles hero.
It was a scene where she wanted Myers to grab her by the hair and smash her into the glass. Whoa there, slow down, Curtis. Now that you've seen a person act out and do the weirdest things they can think of, imagine if there's a movie where a character does just that, but that character really is a robot.
Well, anyway, it looks good on you. Do you want to hang out?
And then imagine if you had to make that robot dance. That was one of many problems Gerard Johnstone had to deal with when he agreed to direct the new horror hit Megan.
I didn't kill anyone, Kurt. You did.
What?
Now, one of the hardest things to do early on in the production was to figure out how a real Megan, who looks like a young girl, should look. Johnstone says that young actress Amy Donald was his secret weapon. She played Megan in many scenes of the movie.
It's to bad boys that don't mind their manners. They grow up to be bad men.
Including when she was dancing. The director even called her a gift from heaven because of how well she ended up performing throughout. And while the actress did an amazing job, let's not forget the production team also layered every move she made with a whole lot of incredible CGI. So yeah, gotta give them props for that. You know, sometimes horror movies don't even need all those added effects and makeup, because sometimes all you need is a creepy location to bring the entire movie together. At least, that's what happened when it came to the movie Old. M. Night and the rest of the crew spent a lot of time looking for the best places to film this movie.
Oh, Carol! Carol, wake up! Carol, wake up! Wake up!
So that it would match the director's vision. And so, a lot of Old was shot in the Dominican Republic, at the Playa El Val beach in the province of Samana Peninsula to be more precise. The beach is on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean, and on either side are green mountains. In the movie, the beach's supernatural parts are even scarier because of how beautiful the place actually is. Even so, though production was hard, and M. Night called it a logistical nightmare, it was even harder because the movie was shot in the Caribbean during hurricane season. The tides and water level on the beach also had to be taken into account. The crew had to shoot scenes from the beginning of the script in the morning and the end of the script in the evening every day. And that's all it is for looking behind the scenes of these horror movies. See you in the next one.